Welcome to the presentation on learner analysis. My name is Christopher Turkley. I am a graduate student in instructional design at Western Governors University. A learner analysis is noting the characteristics of your students. A learner analysis is important because it will ensure an engaging, motivating, and relevant class. A learner analysis is conducted by examining the following areas in order to gain a useful understanding of your students. This includes their entry skills, prior knowledge, attitudes, motivation, educational level, general learning preferences, and group characteristics. First, we will go through each of these components before talking about the specifics of a yoga learner analysis. Entry skills are understanding the specific skills that students must have before attending class. For yoga, this might be knowledge of anatomy. Of course, really basic skills would also be to understand English and the ability to follow directions. Prior knowledge is understanding what students already know about the topic. Most students have some knowledge about yoga, whether it is right or wrong. So this component is about understanding the background knowledge of your students so you can correct wrong thinking. Attitudes is understanding what the students think and feel about the topic, as well as how they feel about how it will be presented. Since yoga classes are drop-in and the students have to pay for each one, it is probably safe to say that students have a willing attitude. This information would be useful to know if you were teaching a class at a school or office environment where attendance was mandatory. Motivation is understanding the students' reasons for taking class, as well as how interested the students are in the class and the objectives, how relevant the class and the objectives are to their lives and goals, how confident the students are that they can accomplish everything in the class, and how satisfied they will be after class. Educational level is understanding the student's educational background. For yoga, we can think of this as their yoga background and their physical ability level. By understanding the student's yoga background, you will understand the kinds of instructional experiences they have had. By understanding their physical ability, you will be able to gauge the types of poses that they can accomplish. General learning preferences is understanding how the students prefer to learn. Are they visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learners? Yoga classes are kinesthetic. Group characteristics is understanding how much the group of students have in common. In yoga, this would be the overall impression of the class. A learner analysis is completed during the planning of a class. This is generally done with a predetermined group of students. Even though yoga classes are drop-in, and it is hard to predict which students will show up to class, it is still possible to take the idea of a learner analysis and apply it to yoga. The process of creating a learner analysis for yoga is going to be different than creating a learner analysis for any other type of educational situation. The end result of our learner analysis will be a few statements that give an overall impression of the expected students that attend class. This is based upon the students who attended previous classes. This description may or may not include their yoga background, ability level, activities, and demographics. For yoga background, we want to know how long have they been practicing yoga. This could be a time frame, or you could simply classify students as beginner, intermediate, or experienced. What classes do the students attend? Do they mainly take a certain type of class, or do they take a variety of classes? Lastly, how often do they attend class? Is it once a week, twice a week, or more? For ability level, we want to know their flexibility, strength, and stamina as it relates to yoga poses. For activities, we want to know if they participate in other physical activities, such as cycling, tai chi, swimming, or lifting weights, and if they participate in other non-physical activities, such as drawing, knitting, reading, meditating, or traveling. For demographics, we want to know their gender, age group, what they do for their professional life, such as working 9 to 5, are they a student, do they work a shift schedule, and what is their home life like? Are they married, single, do they have children, are they a caretaker? Don't be overwhelmed by all of this. The final product of a learner analysis will be a few short points applicable to your students. You will only write about those aspects of your students that will affect your planning of a yoga class, such as the things that the majority of the students have in common. You are not writing every possibility for every single student. Here are some examples used in a learner analysis. Most students come from work. Very active, family life, bike, run. Half attend vinyasa classes. Mix of yoga backgrounds from 3 months to 3 years. Few pregnant women. Each class is going to have a mixed group of students. Do your best to find commonalities and other things that stand out to include in your learner analysis. In the beginning, you will make assumptions about the expected students. Remember that this information is useful in catering the class to the students. This information and the next lesson will be used to develop objectives and a sequence of poses. The overall goal is to have a class that is relevant, engaging, and motivating to your students. The best way to develop a great learner analysis is to talk to your students before and after your classes. I thank you for watching this presentation, and I wish you much success in this workshop.